Gets away for the first down marker. What a play by the rookie Ray Carew.
911, Baker, you need police, fire, or at it?
Police, I just shot. I'm 8 months pregnant.
Carolina Panther Ray Caruth conspired to kill his pregnant girlfriend, Sharika.
The NFL is a highly competitive and physically demanding sport, and the players often face challenges and setbacks both on and off the field. However, nothing could have prepared them for the news that one of their colleagues has been given a life sentence. This is a situation that nobody wants to be in, and it is a stark reminder of the harsh realities of life. In this video, we will see 5 NFL stars as they react to the news of a life sentence. We will witness their shock, disbelief, and sadness as they come to terms with what has happened. So get ready to see a different side of these NFL stars as they react to a serious, real-life situation. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to never miss a moment of the action. Number 5 on our list is Aaron Hernandez. Aaron Hernandez was a former NFL star who played for the New England Patriots. He was convicted of the murder of Odin Lloyd, an acquaintance and semi-professional football player who was found shot to death in an industrial park near Hernandez's Massachusetts home. Hernandez was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for the murder of Lloyd.
Foreperson, is the defendant not guilty or guilty?
Guilty.
The trial revealed that Hernandez and 2 accomplices picked up Lloyd from his home and drove him to the industrial park where he was shot and killed. The motive for the murder was unclear, but it was speculated that Lloyd knew about Hernandez's involvement in a double homicide that took place in Boston in 2012. Hernandez was a rising star in the NFL, with a $41 million contract with the Patriots. However, his career came to an abrupt end after his arrest. He was released by the Patriots just hours after his arrest and was subsequently banned from the NFL. The video footage of Hernandez's trial shows him collapsing into his chair after the verdict was read, and his mother and fiancé breaking into tears.
Extreme atrocity or cruelty?
Extreme atrocity or cruelty.
Indictment 2013-983-B, charging the defendant Aaron Hernandez.
Hernandez's case was particularly shocking because he had everything going for him as a star athlete, but his criminal behavior ultimately led to his downfall and life sentence. Number 4 on our list is the Vanderbilt case. The Vanderbilt case involved the physical exploitation of a 21-year-old female student by 4 Vanderbilt University football players. The incident occurred in 2013, when the 4 players carried the unconscious victim into a dorm room, physically exploited her, slapped her, and inserted their fingers in her as she lay on the floor. They took over 40 graphic photos and videos of the incident with their cell phones and even urinated on her face while saying she deserved it because of the color of her skin. The 4 players were later identified as Brandon Vandenberg, Corey Beatty, Brandon Banks, and Jaborian McKenzie. All 4 were charged with aggravated physical exploitation and aggravated battery, and the trial lasted for several years. One of the defendants, Brandon Banks, accepted a plea deal and was not sentenced to jail time, while the others received prison sentences ranging from 15 to 17 years.
I believe that the proper sentence is 15 years for count 3, 8 years for count 6.
The case received widespread media attention and highlighted the issue of sexual assault on college campuses.
From Nashville tonight, a conviction in a brutal case of campus sexual assault. A former Vanderbilt football player found guilty for encouraging 3 of his teammates.
The victim in this case was particularly vulnerable due to her unconscious state, and the actions of the football players were especially heinous. The case also led to changes in university policies and procedures for reporting and responding to sexual assault. Overall, the Vanderbilt case serves as a tragic example of the devastating effects of sexual violence and the importance of holding perpetrators accountable for their actions. Number 3 on our list is Ray Caruth, a former NFL player who was once a promising football star who played for the Carolina Panthers. Unfortunately, his promising career and bright future came to an abrupt end when he was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder in 2001. His conviction was related to the shooting of his pregnant girlfriend, Sharika Adams, which left her mortally wounded and their unborn child permanently disabled. In 1997, the Carolina Panthers selected Carruth with the 27th overall pick in the first round of the NFL Draft. He quickly became one of the team's top receivers and showed tremendous promise. Carruth's talent and skill on the field led him to sign a lucrative contract worth $3.7 million over 4 years. An investigation revealed that Carruth had hired Van Brett Watkins Sr. to murder Adams. Carruth had given Watkins $5,000 to carry out the crime. Prosecutors later alleged that Carruth wanted Adams dead because he did not want to pay child support or share custody of their child. Carruth was arrested on December 15, 1999, and charged with conspiracy to commit murder, attempted murder, shooting into an occupied vehicle, and using an instrument to destroy an unborn child. He was found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder in 2001 and sentenced to 18 to 24 years in prison.
We, the jury, returned a unanimous verdict as follows: that the defendant, Ray Lamar Carruth, is guilty of discharging a firearm into occupied property, guilty of using an instrument with intent to destroy an unborn child, guilty of conspiracy to commit murder of Sharika Adams, but not guilty of the first-degree murder of Sharika Adams.
Watkins, who actually carried out the shooting, received a sentence of life in prison. Michael Eugene Kennedy, the driver of the car used in the shooting, was sentenced to 11 years and 8 months in prison, and another accomplice, Stanley Abraham, received an 84-month sentence. During his trial, Carruth maintained his innocence, but evidence presented at the trial, including phone records, proved otherwise. Carruth's actions had not only destroyed the life of his girlfriend, but also of their unborn child. Chancellor Lee Adams, who is now 21 years old, has lived with cerebral palsy and permanent brain damage since his birth. Number 2 on our list is Darren Sharper. He was a former NFL player who had a successful career as a safety for the Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings, and New Orleans Saints. However, his life took a turn for the worse when he was arrested in 2014 for drugging and raping multiple women across 4 states. Sharper's crimes were premeditated, as he used his charm and fame to gain the trust of his victims. He would offer them drinks laced with drugs and take them back to his hotel room where he would assault them. In some cases, he would have accomplices who would help him in his crimes. Sharper was sentenced to 18 years in prison, followed by a lifetime of supervised release. In addition, he was fined $20,000 and ordered to pay restitution to his victims.
And you will stand convicted of each and every one of these charges based upon your plea of no contest, just as though you had in fact pled guilty.
His fall from grace was a shock to many, as he had been a respected player and commentator. The case highlighted the issue of sexual assault in the NFL and the need for stricter laws and policies to prevent such crimes from happening. The NFL has since implemented new rules and policies to address sexual assault and domestic violence among players. Sharper's case also brought attention to the prevalence of date rape drugs, which are often used to facilitate sexual assault. The incident served as a reminder of the importance of consent and the need to always be aware of one's surroundings. The victims of Sharper's crimes have spoken out about the impact of his actions on their lives. They have described feeling violated, helpless, and fearful, and have called for justice and accountability for their attacker.
Writing this statement brings me to tears, even though it's been so long. I have been fighting for almost 3 years, and to not get the opportunity for my voice to be heard in person makes me sick.
Sharper's case serves as a warning to those who abuse their power and privilege that they will be held accountable for their actions. Number 1 on our list of NFL stars reacting to life sentences is Michael Vick, a former NFL quarterback who was sentenced to 23 months in prison for his involvement in a dogfighting ring. Vick's involvement in this scandal led to a tremendous backlash from animal rights activists, and many people boycotted his games and merchandise. His actions were widely condemned, and the consequences of his actions were severe, with Vick being forced to serve time in prison and being banned from the NFL for a period of time. However, in 2007, Vick's involvement in an illegal dogfighting ring was exposed. Vick and several of his associates were accused of torturing and killing dogs, as well as gambling on dogfights. The public reaction was swift and harsh, with many people calling for Vick to be punished severely for his actions. Vick initially denied any involvement in the dogfighting ring, but eventually pleaded guilty to federal charges of conspiracy to travel in interstate commerce in aid of unlawful activities and to sponsor a dog in an animal fighting venture. He was sentenced to 23 months in prison and was suspended indefinitely by the NFL.
Former NFL star Michael Vick has pleaded guilty to a state dogfighting charge in Virginia.
During his time in prison, Vick was forced to confront the consequences of his actions and to think deeply about the harm that he had caused. He underwent a spiritual transformation and became a born-again Christian, and he began work with animal rights groups to raise awareness about animal cruelty. After serving his sentence, Vick was reinstated by the NFL and signed with the Philadelphia Eagles in 2009. As we come to the end of this video, it's important to remember that the actions of these NFL stars have consequences. Whether it's murder, sexual assault, or animal cruelty, these crimes cannot be overlooked. We can't deny the impact these players had on the field, but their off-field behavior is what ultimately led to their downfall. It's a reminder that fame and fortune don't guarantee happiness, and that one's reputation and integrity should always come first. We hope that this video has shed light on the importance of making the right choices and taking responsibility for our actions. Thank you for watching, and please share your thoughts in the comments below. Please click the thumbs up if you like our video, subscribe to our channel to receive more videos, and click the bell icon to receive notifications when we upload new videos to this channel.